Hello, everybody. I'm going to take the Dixon White challenge here, talk about my experience with our white supremacist culture. I was born into a white body. I have benefited my whole life from white privilege. And through conversations with a lot of very patient people, both people of color and white people, and through a lot of reading books by people of color, mostly, I've learned to see that pretty much the rule that I follow is everything that I've been taught about race, it's usually the exact opposite of what is really true. And that every time I get a gut feeling about race, the best practice for me to try and learn to see reality is to just flip that gut feeling on its head. Pretty much works almost every time. So I want to encourage everybody as a practice, when you see yourself having that gut reaction around race, try flipping it on its head. So for example, I was taught that black men are sexual predators. And it turns out that white men, since the founding of our country, systematically raped black women. So there we go. It's just the exact opposite of what my gut tells me. My gut tells me black people are lazy. Well, it turns out that we enslaved black people for 200 years and forced them to do all the work that we didn't want to do in order to reap benefits that really only benefited us. So if that's not lazy, I don't know what is. I've been told that black people are thieves, and sure enough, my ancestors are the ones that stole the land from Native Americans, stole the labor and sweat and blood of black people, and even tore apart families, stealing away the family bond. I've been taught black people are too stupid to take care of themselves, that they need white people to take care of them. And if you look at it, if you think about what it's taken for black people to survive in a dominant white culture that has tried to enslave and murder them and brutalize them since the beginning, I wonder how any white people could proclaim to be able to help black people to survive when they've had to survive since day one. I'm also taught that black, quote unquote, ghetto culture is the root of black problems. And I think that's funny because when I flip that around, I realized that white people designed the black ghetto, and it's deliberately designed. And although we may look at the image of the ghetto and see a space of blackness, that space was designed by white people to keep black people out of our neighborhoods. And speaking of quote-unquote ghetto culture, the idea of gangbangers, like black thugs that I was taught, these like predatory, vulturous, monsters staking out their territory. That's really how we gained a foothold in this country and how we have become the economic powerhouse we are, is through gangbanging. We took over, we stole, and we protected our territory once we had stolen it. So we're the original gangbangers, but we look to black people to blame for gangbanger culture. So that, and so on. So I'm not going to keep going, but I encourage everybody out there. I want to thank Dixon White for starting this, and I hope that other people take up the cause, because white people, this is our problem to solve. They teach us that racism is people of color's problem. No, it's our problem. We started it, and we are going to have to do something to end it. And hopefully these videos can be a part of that. I encourage everybody to try flipping all your assumptions about race. Just flip it on its head and explore how the opposite of what you've been taught is true.